Today we got to talk about the Osmo Pocket 3 and the newest update that it got. If I think this update's worth a dang, I don't. There's a good feature on it, but some of them are like, what? At the end, I'm going to tell you the update that I know we need to really make this camera a game changer to other cameras. And I'd love to hear back from you guys on your thoughts, but let me talk about the one we just got. And it is update version, whatever I put right there. So update that version. First thing is it gives us 4K resolution in UVC, which is USB video class. That gives us 4K, 25 and 30p outputs. Active track and recording with the DJI Mic 2 are also available when live streaming. That's nice to be able to record with the Mic 2 while live streaming. I didn't know you couldn't before. I haven't really used this much for USB live streaming or live streaming at all. Not a huge live streamer. That's an awesome update. Like if you're live streaming with it, you got a pretty cool update that they just added for you. So nice feature to have, and I'm happy for those that live stream with this. That's great. Next one I think is BS and doesn't make any sense, and I don't think it actually works. Adds FPV gimbal mode. When enabled, and if the camera is powered on or recentered, the gimbal will stay perpendicular to the touchscreen, which is suitable for quickly capturing subjects. First of all, perpendicular means that this camera would rotate and be like this with the touchscreen, but it doesn't do that. I'm hitting recenter. It's just normal. This is called parallel. This is parallel with the touchscreen. So DJI needs to figure out what perpendicular is, but that's not even my problem with this. My problem with this is I've got it on. It's moving with me, doing all that stuff. I've recentered it. Let's power it off and power it back on. In my mind, and judging by what I'm seeing here, it's no different than the normal FPV mode. We need a better definition of what this actually does differently, because as far as I can tell, it doesn't do anything differently. I'm facing me, which I think is what it's saying. It's for selfie mode. Whether it is or isn't, I've tried it both ways. Facing me, I'm going to record on the DJI, and I'm switching to the DJI right now, and we'll do that. All right, so I'm on the Pocket 3 right now, and I'm in this new FPV mode. So the picture shows it tilting away from it, so let's see. Nope, it goes down. All right, so tilt up, tilt down. It does what it says. I rotate it, it rotates. Now let me switch to the other FPV mode, and let's see if it's any different. Standard FPV mode now. Rotates, rotates. Goes down, goes up. I don't know what's different about it. This maybe seems slightly snappier. The standard FPV mode seems snappier. The other one kind of seems like it actually gives you a little bit more lag. To be honest, they're both operating the exact same way. I don't know what the difference is. So it seems like a wasted update to me. If there's more to this new FPV mode, they should probably have said something about it, like what the real difference is, because you try them next to each other, they're exact same. There's nothing different about it. So if you wanted to add something, DJI, to the gimbal modes, then add the option to change your gimbal mode on the main screen without leaving the main screen. There's zero reason we need to have this button for flipping around, as well as a triple tap for flipping around. Either the triple tap should flip the screen or this button should. The other should change our gimbal mode. There's no reason we have to swipe down, click it there. Like, we should be able to change the gimbal mode from this screen. And I've said this already, but I still think it's frustrating. Like, don't add an extra gimbal mode that doesn't do shit and then not give us an option that we actually could use, which is to be able to switch gimbal modes without swiping into the menu. It's not really rocket science. You only need to flip the screen around in one spot on the main. Like, triple tap, flip screen, tap this to flip the screen. Does the same thing without going into the menu. Switch gimbal modes with one of those. Thank you. All right, rant over for that. Let's keep going. Auto power off. They include never now, which can come in handy, but also is somewhat useless. Like, you don't lose settings when you auto power it off. It comes back on with the same settings. The only reason I could say I could use it right now is I've been trying to capture like birds outside. So if I like set this up on like a tripod outside, and I wasn't recording all the time, but I had like my VENMO app on in the house so that the birds will come, because if I'm out there, they're not coming. So I'm in the house and I can hit record when they come on, and then if it's a while, the camera will stay on, I guess that would be the only reason I would want to never turn off. If you're connected to the VENMO app, I don't know that it turns off with inactivity. I'd have to test that. Maybe leave a comment if you've experienced. Does it turn off with inactivity with the VENMO app activated? So I feel like you're making it active by having it connected, so it might not even turn off when you're doing that. Otherwise, like, why waste your battery? Let it shut off. So that's kind of, in my mind, that's a little bit useless, but it could come in handy in some. Adjust the order of wearable mode in the control menu, which means it just changed where it was located on the swipe down in the control menu. When wearable mode is enabled, the screen automatically shuts off after 5 seconds. If you're using it for wearable mode, that makes sense. You don't want people like staring at your screen because it sits like this in wearable mode. I've never used it in wearable mode. I probably never will. I have my DJI Action 4 for that. If I bought an action camera for wearing it, it wouldn't be this. Like, you buy this for shooting cinematic. This is like this little video creation device. Like you could make a full short film with this and this. Like, that's all you need. The gimbal, like 1-inch sensor, editing, easy. Like, you could make a full movie with this. I'm not using this because I want to strap it on me and do action camera stuff. You know, like, I'd use an action camera for that. I don't know. In my opinion, optimize autofocus. The autofocus has been pretty good. The thing I think they need to do, and I hope other people agree with me on this, is add a manual focus option. And you might say manual focus, the screen's tiny. Every cell phone has a manual focus on their app, and all it does is it creates a little wheel that you slide your finger on to change your focus. I think that could be added on this screen pretty easily, like where you do your zoom, the zoom toggle could change to manual focus, and you could toggle up and toggle down with that, or they just have it implemented in the VENMO app. So I used to have a phone called the Sony Xperia 1 Mark III, and I'll pop the video that I'm talking about for this up in just a second. Not yet. In that phone, you had the option to be able to pull focus with an A and B focus point. This would be amazing if DJI could add this to the VENMO app. Even, like, I don't expect it to go on here. So what you could do with it, and now I'll list the video. So it's there if you want to go check out what that app could do and what that focus pull could do. It was really cool. And I think it would be something DJI should look into for doing on the VENMO app. You set an A focus and a B focus before you ever start recording. And this comes in handy for like when there's 2 people talking, or if you want to change focus to somebody else. See, I could have used the never shut off. It just shut off on me. Or if you want to change focus to another object in the screen or another person in the screen. So say I'm sitting here and somebody walks in this room to say something behind me, and I wanted to change focus to them for a filmmaking standpoint. I could be on A, where it's focused on me. Then the person behind the camera hits B, and it focuses on the other person when they talk. Then they hit A, it changes focus to me when I talk. Now what you can do with the current DJI is I could tap focus on me, then I could tap focus on the background, but it's just kind of like abrupt. A, B focus also let you decide how long it took to go between focuses on it. So you could crash focus it where it's like quick, or you could have it kind of take its time where it's like that person walks in the room, you hit B and it slowly moves focus to that person. And then when they're done talking, you hit A and it slowly moves focus back to me. I start talking. It's really cool, very cinematic, and can just kind of take this camera to another level. I'd love to hear what you guys think about that idea in the comments. Also, let me know what you think about this newest update. It's blah. It can come in handy for some people, like the 4K streaming. That's awesome, like good for people that stream with it. That's probably the greatest part of this update. Everything else is kind of like whatever. If you're seeing something different with this new FPV mode, please let me know, but I'm seeing nothing different. If this video helped you out, you thought it was entertaining with my anger and stuff like that, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, because I've got more stuff coming. I picked up a Canon EOS M recently, and I'm excited to start doing some fun shooting with it. You can get Magic Lantern on it, which gives you 5.2K raw video on a 15-year-old camera that was never intended for that. It's pretty crazy. I've played with it some. I've only had it for a few days now, so give me some time and you'll see some videos on that camera. But guys, I'm gonna go take off, shoot something else. I got stuff coming out. So again, subscribe, check out whatever YouTube recommends to you. Go shoot something fun. Upload your work because people want to see it and you should be proud of your work. Peace out, guys. See you next week with another one. Later.